Congressman Fallon, he's made a lot of news this week, but he's also had an opportunity before he got into the whole Secret Service thing, which you might have heard a thing or two about. He is one of the lawmakers who met with these Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who are going to have a key part in, they hope, trimming trillions of dollars worth of government spending. Congressman, always good to have you. What are your thoughts on these two? Pretty rich guys. They're not cabinet level positions, but they will have enormous sway on this issue of government spending. What do you think?
Well, Neil, first of all, my high school history teachers taught us the difference between authority and power. So they may not have a lot of authority, but I think they're going to have a lot of power. And these are genius level guys. I was very impressed. I had never met either of them before, and they have very good ideas. They can talk a lot of different subject matter and really know what they're discussing. And they're open to, and they want to partner with members of Congress. I mean, you have two. Well, it's unfortunate too, by the way, Neil. I didn't see one Democrat attend that visit, and they were invited. But nonetheless, there were probably upwards of 200 Republican members there, and Elon and Vivek want to partner with us and use us as a resource. And I think that that bodes well for the country.
Do you think, and not to be too jaded about it, but maybe just all my years covering Washington and both parties in control, that this could be like a Trojan horse deal, though? How do you know these guys, very savvy businesses, particularly when it comes to extracting government concessions of themselves and working the government the way they have? Elon Musk is brilliant at it. That they're not going to be looking to do some of this in ways that could benefit their businesses. How do you police something like that, Congressman?
Well, I think that would be obvious as far as motives go. I do think they have very noble motives. I think they're both patriots. And when you reach their levels of success, Neil, I mean, they owe the country so much. And I really do believe that they're doing it for the right reasons. And that's what, that's why we have Congress. That's why we have a free press as well. We will, every action will be scrutinized. But I'm hopeful. I mean, right. Obviously I'm cautiously optimistic because, as you know, DC's like a big giant ship, and Congress and even the president have a small rudder to affect change. But President Trump has got a mandate right now, and it's up to, we have the ball. We're on the 5-yard line. The wind's to our back. We got to cross the goal line.
I see what you did there. So, Congressman, let me ask you, you talk about a big ship and how difficult it is to turn, and a lot of your Democratic colleagues are saying, well, the ship has hit the fan right now. See what I did there, Congressman? They think the House controls the purse strings, and these guys get the ball rolling looking at the purse. You know what I mean? They're worried that it's taking away responsibilities that should be yours.
No, I think it's definitely going to be a partnership. That's the tone that was set in the meeting. And a lot of Republican members, Neil, I think it would surprise some folks, got up to the microphones and asked them to hold us to account, hold us to account in our districts, because it is time. The American people, we've all gotten addicted to, getting a dollar's worth of services and paying 70 or 75 cents for it. And we've got to wean ourselves off of that, because the greatest existential threat to our country, as you know, is our deficit and our debt.
Now, I guess I always worry, it reminds me of that old Twilight Zone episode, you're such a young guy, and it's like a cookbook. All of a sudden, there are all these things. Wait a minute. But I did want to draw your attention to Donald Trump. Now, he's arrived in Paris, of course. There's this big event. I've never seen, Congressman, a president-elect who moves so quickly to get the attention that he does. Emmanuel Macron is there, I should say, but Donald Trump is not. I misspoke. And Emmanuel Macron made it a clear effort to get him to come. Donald Trump did. A number of other leaders have done the same thing to sort of get a chance to meet him, talk to him before he even assumes office. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Now, Neil, some of my very good friends are going to be working with the president very closely, either in the cabinet or as ambassadors or as national security advisors, like Tim Waltz, or Mike Waltz.
Right.
And, what they tell me is he is a dedicated, laser-focused workaholic. This guy's putting in 16, 18 hours a day, and Mike Waltz, my good friend, is going to be his national security advisor, said it's hard for him to keep up. And President Trump is probably 35 years his senior. So we hired the right guy to take care of business, and the world sees that. And that's why you see a president-elect representing our country in France right now.
You know, it's interesting, too, because as we watch the two leaders now, Congressman, when they last met, Emmanuel Macron seemed on top of the world. You know, France was getting ready for the Olympics, still years off. And Donald Trump was thought after the last election to be finished, and that is no longer the case. I do want to listen in here if there's any audio here, but hold on for 1 second, Congress.
Sure.
All right, I apologize for that, Congressman. But I did while I still have you, sir, because this was really a memorable exchange on the week, maybe the month. Our Capitol Hill producer and reporter says in his entire time he's never seen anything like it. Your exchange with the Secret Service, I guess, temporary director. I want to show people this. If you've missed it, you've been in a cave this week. And then I want to talk to you briefly about it. This is from this week. Take it.
Sure.
Were you the special agent in charge?
To show respect
You were not.
for a Secret
That's
Service
a bunch
member.
of horse hockey. You know why you were there?
Expired.
Because you wanted to be visible, because you were auditioning for this
I was
job.
there to
that
pay
you're not
respect
gonna
for a
get
fallen
come
member of
January
this
20th.
agency.
You endangered
You are
President
out of line,
Biden's life,
Congressman.
Vice President
You are out of
Harris's
line.
life, because you put those agents out of position.
Mr.
Did you have a
Chairman.
radio with
Mr.
you?
Fallon,
Did you
your
wear a
time
vest?
has
Did you have a
expired.
weapon?
Mr.
No.
I did, sir, and you are out of line.
What happened after that?
Well, I just watching that, my heart started racing again. Well, listen, the way that happened, Neil. I mean, I was talking to a couple of Secret Service whistleblowers, and they told me, "Watch out, because this guy is a bully, and he's got a temper, and he's probably going to yell at you." And I told them, "Oh, it can't be that bad." Yeah, boy, was I wrong. But what I was asking about was, he could certainly attend a 9/11 ceremony. That wasn't the issue. It was that he was being disruptive. He moved the special agent in charge out of position for the president of the United States. And this guy, and Rowe wasn't wearing a vest. He didn't have a radio on. He didn't attend the operational briefing. And then as a result, then Vice President Harris's special agent in charge was moved out of place. He endangered the president and the vice president because of his vanity. And he wouldn't answer questions about it. He just tried to scream over me and claim false indignation.
So he wants to run the Secret Service. You do not want him to run the Secret Service.
No. And if I was a betting man, I haven't talked to the President-elect Trump about this, but I suspect on January 20th, Mr. Rowe will be in private employ.
All right, we'll watch closely. Congressman, sorry for interrupting you there a number of times with these developments half a globe away. By the way, we did reach out to the Secret Service Director, Donald Rowe. We have yet to hear back. We'll have more after this.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.